Good day, everyone. For this discussion, we will be introducing you about the topic on rock and soil as our abiotic component in the ecosystem. Soil is the material that serves as an interface between the atmosphere and the lithosphere and with the hydrosphere. Sustains the growth of all plants and animals and form parts of the biosphere. So as we all know and talk about biosphere, this is the living this is actually composed of different ecosystem. The entirety of all the ecosystem is a biosphere. Atmosphere is the air blanket. The lithosphere is composed of the rocky layer of the earth, and hydrosphere, of course, is covered by water. Natural body of mineral and organic material, important for cultivation and agricultural production, soil fertility and productivity are important issue to address, of course, when we are talking about ecosystem. Hydrosphere is the bottom of the vast bodies of water, the fresh and the marine is also covered with soil. Classification of soil as to the particle size. So we have here the first one would be clay. Approximately less than 0.002 millimeter is made up of approximately 0 to 45% sand, 0 to 45% silt, and 50 to 100% clay. Sticky and feels almost plastic-like when it's wet. Holds water and nutrients well. So this is our clay, which actually is also used in pottery. Number two would be the silt soil, approximately 0.002 to zero point zero 0.05 millimeter, approximately 25 to 50% sand, 30 to 50% silt, and 10 to 30% clay. Feels smooth and slippery when wet. This is our silt soil. The next would be our sandy soil, which is approximately 0.05 to point or to 2.0 millimeter. 80 to 100% sand, of course, and 0 to 10% silt and 0 to 10% clay. Drain quickly after it rains, easy to work with, and warms up quickly in warm weather. Lower nutrient and moisture holding capacity than clay or silt soil and must be watered and fertilized more often. So when we are dealing with sand, with sandy soil, it's actually not good for growing plants. But there are also some plants which are typically growing in sand. But most of the time here in the tropics, it's better uh, to choose a type of soil that is good. For example, humus. Next would be gravel, has a particle size greater than 2.0 millimeter. So this is our gravel or mostly rocky type of soil. This is our soil horizon. So we can see here different layers of our soil horizon. We have the organic layer on top, the topsoil, minerals with humus, which is good for growing plants. Elevation layer, which is E, rich minerals and organic matter. Subsoil, deposited minerals and metal salts, which is the B. C, the parent rock, partly weathered rock, and also the R, which is our bedrock, which is the unweathered parent rock. So as you can see here, as we move towards the bottom of this particular soil horizon, we can see bigger and larger forms of rocks. The first layer is the O or organic matter, later layer of the plant residues in relatively undecomposed form. O stands for organic, rich in organic material of plants and animal origin, and basically it is composed of humus, which is very good for planting or for use as in growing plants. A is the surface soil, layer of the mineral soil with most organic matter accumulation and soil life. So this particular layer is our topsoil. So topsoil is a layer called biomantle where biological activities takes place. Soil organisms like earthworm, fungi, and bacteria are mainly concentrated in this particular layer, the topsoil. And when we talk about landslide, this is actually usually the layer which is being eroded by water. The next layer would be the B, which is known as a subsoil. So this is the subsoil, the B horizon. Accumulates iron, clay, aluminum, and organic compounds, a process referred to as eluviation. Subsoil rich in clay and minerals like iron or aluminum, reddish or brownish due to the oxides of iron and clay. So as you can see, the color is quite different from different layers. So particularly in the subsoil, it is rich in iron and clay. That's why it gives a reddish brown color. The next layer would be the parent rock or the sea. Layer of the large unbroken rocks accumulate the more soluble compounds, also called regolith, made of large rocks or lumps of partially broken bedrock, devoid of organic matter. So you can see here chunks of rocks in this particular layer, the parent rock. And the last layer would be the bedrock, which is actually composed of larger or border types of rocks, which is actually undecomposed. So from time to time, if you will examine the layers of this particular soil structure or soil horizon, as you move up, the layers are actually, or the particle size are actually getting smaller and smaller because of weathering. And this is all for this particular video. See you in our next discussion. Thank you and have a great day.